Breaking. Your chronic back pain is not a muscle problem. It is a bioelectric web of trapped trauma wrapping tightly around your organs. Right now, the billion-dollar pain management industry is hiding this from you. They want you to believe that stretching, cracking your joints, or swallowing pills will fix your body. But the terrifying truth is, you are blindly fighting the wrong enemy. Today, I am going to show you the ultimate physiological barrier that is actually causing your pain. We are going to decode a biological miracle inside you, and I will show you exactly how to reset the system to heal your body at the cellular level. Have you ever wondered why your X-rays or MRI scans show absolutely nothing, yet you are still in agonizing pain? This is the brutal truth that modern medicine often refuses to tell you. For decades, doctors and surgeons in anatomy labs would cut open human cadavers, find this thin, white, spiderweb-like tissue covering the muscles, and simply throw it in the trash. They thought it was just useless packing material. But they were wrong. So incredibly wrong. That white tissue is called fascia. It is not just a dead wrapping paper. Fascia is a continuous, three-dimensional web of collagen fibers that surrounds every single muscle, bone, nerve, artery, and internal organ in your body. Imagine it as a tight, woven sweater that holds your entire physical structure together. If you pull on one thread at the bottom of the sweater, the tension translates all the way up to the neck. This is why a problem in your foot can manifest as a crushing headache. But here is the crazy part. Fascia is actually a high-speed bioelectric communication network. It is filled with hyaluronic acid and millions of sensory nerve endings. In fact, clinical research shows that it communicates with your brain faster than your actual nervous system does. It acts as a massive sensory organ, a physiological barrier that protects your delicate internal structures from damage. I remember the days when I would cry in absolute frustration because my neck and shoulder pain just kept coming back. I tried everything. I did the heavy stretches. I took the muscle relaxers. I thought my body was fundamentally broken. I felt betrayed by my own anatomy. But I was not broken. My fascia was simply suffocating me. You see, when this connective tissue is healthy, it is like a slippery, fluid gel. It allows your muscles to glide past each other flawlessly. It acts as a perfect biological shock absorber. But when things go wrong, it turns into your worst nightmare. Poor posture, repetitive movements, and a toxic modern lifestyle cause this fluid to dry up. The fascia loses its hydration and turns from a smooth gel into a thick, solidified glue. It binds your muscles together. It restricts your blood vessels. It completely chokes your lymphatic system. It traps cellular waste right beneath your skin, creating a chronic state of inflammation. This is not a myth. This is a biochemical reaction at the molecular level. You cannot just stretch through this glue. When you force a heavy stretch on dehydrated, glued-up fascia, you are actually tearing microscopic fibers and causing more inflammation. You are locking yourself in a vicious cycle of pain. This is the exact molecular trap that keeps you going back to the clinic week after week, hoping for a placebo effect, but never finding a true, permanent cure. Your muscles are screaming, but the fascia is the one holding the gun. But here is the most insane part. Your stress, your anxiety, and your emotional trauma are not just in your head. They actually crystallize into physical matter right under your skin. This is the physiological barrier that the medical industry refuses to acknowledge. To understand this, we need to talk about a phenomenon called the piezoelectric effect. This is a biochemical reaction at the cellular level. When you experience physical impact or even chronic psychological stress, your tissues generate a tiny bioelectric current. Your fascia is highly responsive to this electricity. In a healthy state, natural movement generates a healthy current that keeps the fascia fluid, hydrated, and perfectly organized. But when you are trapped in a state of constant fear, anxiety, or unhealed trauma, your nervous system is hijacked. Your body pumps out stress hormones like cortisol, and the bioelectric signals become chaotic and erratic. This is where the brutal truth reveals itself. That erratic bioelectric current literally cooks your fascia. It alters the molecular structure of the hyaluronic acid within the fascial web. It forces the delicate tissue to harden, thicken, and dehydrate to protect you from the perceived threat. Have you ever noticed how you instinctively curl your shoulders forward and tighten your jaw when you are stressed? That is an evolutionary reflex to protect your vital organs. But when you stay in that stressed state for years, your body builds a literal armor of solidified glue around your internal organs and muscles. You are physically trapping your emotional trauma inside a bioelectric web. This is not some spiritual placebo effect. This is hard clinical science. Your emotions are getting physically stuck. The anger you suppressed 5 years ago, the grief you never processed, the constant low-level stress of your modern job, it is all stored directly in the fascial network. When this tissue thickens, it chokes your cellular receptors. It completely shuts down your lymphatic system's ability to act as a cleanup machine. You see, the lymphatic system relies on the movement of healthy, gliding fascia to pump toxins out of your body. When the fascia is glued shut, dead cells, metabolic waste, and inflammatory chemicals are trapped. Your macrophages, the immune cells designed to eat up this garbage, cannot navigate through the hardened tissue. You become stiff, heavy, and chronically inflamed. You start aging faster at the molecular level. So how do we reverse this aging process? How do we awaken this biological miracle and heal at the root? First, you must understand that you cannot fight the fascia with brute force. You cannot beat it into submission with aggressive deep tissue massages that leave you bruised and broken. That just creates more trauma and triggers the fascia to harden even more as a defense mechanism. Instead, you have to melt it. You have to trigger a massive cellular reset. The gold standard for healing fascia is deep cellular hydration combined with slow, sustained pressure. You need to drink water infused with trace minerals to restore the bioelectric conductivity of your tissues. Pure, dead water is not enough. You need electrolytes like magnesium and potassium to allow the electrical signals to flow properly again. Then, you use a technique called myofascial release. This involves applying very gentle, sustained pressure to the restricted areas for 3 to 5 full minutes without moving. This sustained pressure creates a brand new piezoelectric effect. It sends a powerful signal of safety directly to your nervous system. It tells the brain to release the armor. Under this gentle, sustained heat and pressure, the solid glue slowly melts back into a beautiful, fluid gel. But the ultimate secret, the true biological reset, is regulating your vagus nerve. The vagus nerve is the master controller of your parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest state. By practicing deep, slow nasal breathing, expanding your diaphragm, which is deeply connected to your central fascial line, you instantly signal to your brain that the war is over. The bioelectric web finally relaxes. The blood flow rushes back in. The lymphatic system wakes up and begins to flush out years of trapped toxins and cellular waste. You are quite literally washing away decades of physical and emotional trauma. Your chronic pain is not your enemy. It is a desperate cry for help from a fascial network that is suffocating under the weight of trapped emotions and physical mistakes. It is time to stop numbing the pain with pills and start melting the restrictions. When you heal your fascia, you do not just relieve pain. You resurrect your entire body. You unlock a new level of physical freedom, vibrant energy, and profound mental clarity. You finally break free from the invisible web that has been holding you back. If you found this biological breakdown helpful, please subscribe to the channel and share this video with someone who is struggling with chronic pain. We are building a community dedicated to uncovering the real science of human health, and your support helps us bring more of these hidden truths to light. Stay informed, listen to your body, and take control of your healing journey today.